Alright, let's see how we do. You'll be able to tell by the length of this video if we did well or not, because we're already at 2 losses and we have 3 wins. We're playing basically red-white, but we also have some decent black cards in here that because, well, just because of what I was drafting, I felt were worth grabbing. And the kicker here is something we can pay. Urborg Repossession, I've convinced myself, is just good enough for the 1 black mana. 2 life, return a creature from graveyard to hand for 1 black. Seems really good, actually, to me, especially if we lose something big, or if we end up discarding something big. So, really like this card. We do have Haunted Mire to potentially kick it, as well as Crystal Grotto and the Salvaged Mana Worker, but I realized these last few games really would have been nice to have at least 1 more Mana Worker and even like a second Haunted Mire, also a second Sacred Peaks. We did see one, but just didn't end up grabbing it. I feel like I took Tori over that, and then there was also a Phoenix Chick in that pack. We found 1 more Phoenix Chick, and then the pack with the second Chick and the Sacred Peaks just didn't come back with either of those things. So, again, probably not going to kick Shalai's Acolyte either. It's just a 3/4 flyer to help us get a nice 3/4/5 curve, and then Writhing Necromass, I think last time cost 4. We're expecting it to cost about 5. And anything less than that is just a nice bonus, so really it's kind of like right here with Shalai. And that's it. That's what we got. Pretty standard, I would say. We passed a lot of Blight Piles, passed another Bone Splinters, and I'm not playing this one because we had the Tribute to Urborg, but now that I'm talking about it, since we have the Branch Rider, the Chick, I will go down a Tribute and up a Bone Splinters, because the Tributes were not helping us very much last game. Also have Terra Sunder, but because we only have green if we have Mana Worker, Mire, or Grotto, this is harder to play. I might consider the Fire Nado. I took out the Steel Crusher. It did come in handy, but it was basically pay 3, sack somebody's, or kill somebody's Joda's Codex. And then we have the Tablet to potentially fix mana too. You know, I've yet to play this card at all, because the double white has been really hard to do. I feel like we can get rid of that. That still keeps us at 14 creatures, and then we can go Inscribed Tablet to help us draw and or find some green if we need it. Okay, here we go. Gonna have a good time either way. Yeah, this is a nice reminder. Check your mail. It's amazing how many things they will give you. They were having like a bunch of server issues a month ago. Has it been 2 months yet? And they ended up handing out 4 draft tokens. That was the first time I'd ever received a draft token, so that was really exciting, because I've basically been storing up my gold and using that to enter drafts, and then winning gems through drafts, and then kind of repeating that process. So, okay, and now to finish that story, I've got 2 draft tokens that I'm saving for the Arena Cube. I played the Chromatic Cube. I don't think I uploaded any videos of it, because man, I just wasn't getting it. Like, that's not my style of play. Big, splashy. I didn't feel like I could really prepare a good deck. Alright, I'm not going to keep them waiting. I'm going to keep this hand, because we can play the Herbalist, we can play the Mana Worker, and now we've just got something to play on turn 1 with the Tablet, which is nice. So, okay, 1/3 Vigilance. Probably just gonna play the Herbalist here. This is a nice attacker. Even if we played the Mana Worker, we wouldn't be able to do anything with it this turn. Obviously not blocking that. Okay, this is looking better now. We can almost just hold up. Yeah, I don't want to trade here. I think that feels really really chaotic. So we can, is this sorcery only? Sacrifice, put a land, yada yada. No, so we'll play the Mana Worker. We won't do anything else, and then we'll just let them play through their turn, and we'll see what we get with the tablet. Best attackers. That's ballsy. We could double block, but we're not, so we'll just no blocks. Take the 1. So they're on 4 colors. Red, black, white, blue. And they're holding up mana, so it makes me think that they're some sort of control style. Because they clearly have a play, their cards keep getting highlighted. Alright, so we won't see Shalai or the Phoenix Chick probably this game, but at least we do have black mana now. And depending on what they're holding up, if our things start to die, it just makes the Necromass cheaper, which is why that card is here. It also means that the Missionary can get kicked and gives it something to do. So, I'm just gonna go to combat, swing with the Herbalist. Guess I should have swung with both. I will keep the Dragon Whelp on top, that's a nice draw. Go to blockers. I'm gonna just go ahead and try to use the Tribute to Urborg here, see if we can trade. It's not the strongest play, but also I don't really know what they're doing, so if we can clear their board, then I feel okay about that. Ooh, gross. Yep, that's fine, you can go ahead and do that. So... so they just both survive. Such a strange play. We're holding up Thrill of Possibility. We're probably going to discard the Branch Rider to make the Necromass cheaper and to just draw some other cards. So now they have a 2/4. I'm okay with losing the Mana Worker at this point. It's only 2 damage, so it's not like it's the biggest deal. This is just the weirdest game. They've got 5 mana. Do they just have a bunch of combat tricks? Discard the Branch Rider. Necromass costs 6. Okay, we drew a land. That's nice. Another land. That's okay. So, land for turn. It's a 2/4. I mean, if we attack with the Herbalist, we get to scry, and then we bring it back with the Missionary, but it doesn't seem the best. I feel like I'd want to play Dragon Whelp. They can't kill the Mana Worker, and I do want to take advantage of the scry. I don't expect the Herbalist to live. So let's just see if we can get some damage in. Yeah, we got 6 mana. We'll keep that. We can play it. Happy with that. We're gonna play the Dragon Whelp. We could play Necromass here. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna play Dragon Whelp. It's nice to have the evasion, and then we'll just end the turn. Total number of cards in your hand. So it deals 3? God, that's why they haven't been playing anything. They've been holding on to this terrible removal card. And it only gets +1/+0. Well, so I guess the Necromass would have been the better play there, but we also don't know what kind of removal they had. We just knew they were holding on to something. But man, if they're just holding on to those, if they've got one more of these, we're in okay shape. Okay, Destroy Evil's nice. I'm not going to play the Missionary because Necromass is only 4, and Destroy Evil is 2, so we'll just go through combat. No attacks here, obviously. I think that would be silly. We'll play the Necromass, and we'll hold up Destroy Evil. I'll keep the Missionary just so we can bring things back. Now that we're up to 6 mana and we have cards like this. Oh, they also have Destroy Evil. Oh, God. Okay. Fine. So they're just like removal tribal, it seems like. Because otherwise we've seen what looks like a pretty terrible defender card. And then, well, I don't know what this thing is doing in here. And then now we see a worm. So, fine. Play a land. Fine. Now that they're tapped out, we're gonna just kill the worm. So, we don't really want to see that. And they can swing here, I don't care. I'm surprised they didn't swing with both. I feel like that would have been a better play, but hey man, it's their Magic, so let's play the Missionary kicked. Probably bring back the Necromass. It's kind of hard to say because Destroy Evil is a common. This one's not good anymore. I almost want to bring back the Dragon Whelp, actually. Just in case they do have more Destroy Evil, because then it survives. It never has 4 toughness. So if they have more of those, this makes more sense instead of just playing another big creature and then it dying. Yeah, we're just gonna take 3, man. I have got a 1.5-year-old puppy who really wants attention right now, and he's getting it. So we'll play Plains. Can't play the Strike Team and the Dragon Whelp, which is unfortunate. So I guess we're gonna play the Strike Team kicked, which is nice, because they don't know about it. And then probably just swing with everybody here, try to get some damage in. We gain 2 life. So now we're both at even life totals. And they drew a land, that's great. Or at least they played a land. Took 5. Brutal. Pretty brutal. And now we take 5 again. Yeah. It's a nice thing we have these tokens to block with. The Atrocity is great. It can reanimate something. We need like an ETB reanimate. I guess we could reanimate the Herbalist, Gain a Life, and Scry one. Or we could reanimate... Well, no, we can't reanimate the Necromass. So, let's kick the Atrocity. Gonna bring back the Herbalist. Gonna take advantage of the life gain here. It's gonna die anyway. And then we will hold up all of our creatures. Yeah, we just don't need that. Even if we draw something that we could kick with green, like we're gonna need to draw it first, and we have lands for everything in our deck right now, so just doesn't make sense to draw a land next turn whenever they're really putting the pressure on. Okay, they have 2 cards in hand. Not swinging with the 4/4. Oh, okay, so that they can buff the 6/4. I'm just doing this because they had that combat trick earlier. I guess it doesn't, like if they have it again, it doesn't really help, but they can technically survive, and well, and now we can gain 2 life. We can technically kick this. So let's see, if we kick this for 3, then we have 4 mana available to us. Necromass is going to cost how much right now? Doesn't tell me. I guess it's going to cost 5 less. Wow, that seems like a good one to grab. And then I guess we can go ahead and pick up our Missionary since she's lifelink. And and then Missionary could bring something back. But I feel like... Why is it saying I can't cast the Necromass? What am I missing here? What am I missing? Why can't my mana worker... Oh, activate only once each turn. That is horrible. That is so terrible. You finally got a creature that you can filter through, and it's once per turn. Wow. Okie dokie. Well, Dragon Whelp it is. And we're just blocking whatever they attack us with, so... My goodness. Once per turn. Holy cow. Yep. We're just gonna chump. We can get 4 damage in for sure. We got the Necromass coming out next turn. The Prophecy is okay. We'll play this first. I don't know if we even attack with the Dragon Whelp. I'm just gonna play the Necromass first, and then play the Visionary and kick it. Get our 1 use out of the Mana Worker. Hilarious. Probably bring back Strike Team or Herbalist. I guess Strike Team is a good play because cast it for 5. We have blockers here, so I'm just going to get some damage in. I'm probably not going to block with the Dragon Whelp. Oof. I hope that didn't mess up the recording. Okay, they didn't attack. This is pretty nice. So because we have Repossession, I am more inclined to attack. Even with the Strike Team, I'm more inclined to attack here. We could do this and really get some damage in, and then still repossess. I feel like I'm gonna do that. So, could be famous last words. Why is it saying... Oh, well, okay, let's just do... We're probably not gonna buff the Dragon Whelp, so 1, 2, 3... And then 4, 5, I guess? Okay. Go to combat. Really don't want to have to swing with everybody. I'm going to swing with Necromass, Dragon Whelp. Swing with the Missionary so we can gain some life, because we can bring her back. Maybe swing here, just because... Yeah, is that... No, probably hold on to that. I'll just go 3 attackers now, go to blockers. Blocked the Whelp because it has reach, and I wasn't paying attention to that. Do we repossess now, or do we repossess next turn? Does it make sense, knowing that we could repossess one of these if they die for some reason? I feel like we're at 8. We're just, again, hopefully not famous last words, but we're doing okay with blockers, and this doesn't have evasion of any kind, knock on wood, so okay, destroy the Necromancy. Already glad I held this up. And then they have a Tolarian Terror, and they have 1 card in hand, which probably a land, if I just had to guess. So I think we attack into the Terror, that way we don't give away the repossession, and then we just see what we can get. Because if they block our 2 and our 3, we gain 2 life, we get 3 damage in, and then we get to return a few things to our hand. They're not going to block the tokens. Is it worth the 3 damage? I don't know if it is, actually. So, land for turn. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. We're going to kick this thing. We're going to bring back Necromass and Dragon Whelp. We can't play the Necromass. We're going to move through combat. We're going to play the Dragon Whelp. And then the Terror also doesn't have evasion. So That's fine. It seems a little late for that. They might have held up like 1 instant for it. Okay, go to turn. Another red mana is actually really great because now the Whelp is just going to hit even harder. Okay. They block the Whelp, we trade for the Rider. If we swing here, they're going to block both of these. We could trade with the Infantry, so then they're just left with the Terror. And then if we play Prophecy into Necromass. Alright, we're just going to put the pressure on. Because we're going to end up with at least 1 blocker. It's very possible they're sitting on a Destroy Evil and we don't have anything big enough for them to destroy. Surprised they're doing that with one of the tokens. So we're going to buff this enough to trade. That way we can get rid of their creature. And then, I don't think there's any combat trick I have. I have Destroy Evil. I mean, I guess I should play this now. Since I can still Necromass, let's just go ahead and do it. I do have a Destroy Evil here. Okay, well, then let's grab that. And the Cavalier. That's great draws. We're going to miss out on playing Toughness 4 or greater. Let's just do this. And then pay the Ward 2. And so now we have gotten rid of the Terror. We are trading for the Outrider. We're at 10, they're at 6. The Infantry, knock on wood, can't take us out here. And then we're going to be able to put more pressure on. They know we have the Necromass. And then now we have the Cavalier too. So we go to combat again. We're just going to swing with everybody again. Just put the pressure on. They got 2 in hand. Okay, they're cutting down, building up the infantry. Infantry blocks the missionary. I assume. No. Okay. They're down to 3. We play Necromass for 2 mana. It's amazing. And then we play Cavalier. And I'm just going to hold on to the land. It's always nice to have a card in the hand, even if... Yeah! Okay, right on. Well, here we go, part 2. I'm skipping this. Alright, very cool. Very, very cool. Strong start to part 2. Okay, we're now 4-2. This is really nice. So every time we have 2 wins for every 1 loss. If we get to 5, well, we have to get to 6 to get our gems back. We paid $750. So 6 wins is the goal. Of course, 7 wins is the ultimate. But I like the saying, shoot for the stars and don't be upset if you hit the moon. So let's do our best to get to 6. We're just going to run it again as is. That seemed okay. I really liked the combo between bringing the missionary back, using the missionary to bring other things back. Like, that was just so nice to keep pulling everything back from the graveyard. This is why I'm still running 2 of these repossessions. So they go first. They did take a mulligan, and we've got Phoenix Chick, Destroy Evil. We have 2 cards we can't play, but I am going to keep it since we have 2 things we can. And if we draw a black mana, this hand becomes a lot better to bring back the Chick. And now we've got turn 2 Recruiter. White, black, nothing. Okay, alright. Guess we'll play a land. Recruiter. Okay, still can't block our flying. We will play a mountain. I'm willing to trade with their 3-2. Unless they want to go down to 15. Knowing that it's going to make the Necromass cheaper, and or we can bring it back with the repossession. And at this point, we just need another land so we can turn 5 Shalai, and we can keep hitting with flying. So, Shalai's Acolyte, that is. Nothing at all. Oh my gosh. Alright. Combat. Just gonna whittle him down with the chick. Play the Cavalier. I mean, they already mulliganed. So maybe it wasn't the best 6. 3/2 Dwarf Soldier. Wow, okay. Here we go, victory number 2. I mean, they clearly just had a bad draw, but also us having the chick and being able to put the pressure on like that early game really helped. So now 5 wins already. That's great. 2 in a row. Let's keep it going. I like the backstory that they have for the different planes that we're in. It's interesting to read. And just absolutely amazing to think about how many people are writing about this stuff, like creating the lore and continuing it on. This is kind of scary. We have a dual land, which I would really like to keep, and we do have a turn 2 play, but we are heavily reliant on drawing any of our black sources. This is not showing me what I need it to show me. I guess I have to look here. There we go, land, 14 land. We have 4 swamps, Haunted Mire, Grotto, and we have our Mana Worker. Gosh, I guess I'm just going to keep it. I hope this isn't the end of us here. Well, okay, so we have a turn 4 now. That's great. So this feels like a better keep. Because now we just need any black mana to open this hand up, and we at least have a turn 2 and a turn 4. Playing a Thrill, discarding a land on their own turn, and there's our black mana. Very nice. Okay, so here we are. Great. Great keep. Turned into a great keep. With the swamp on the board, this will allow us to look at 3 cards. We can't kick this, but still a great card. And now we have a Necromass. This is looking a lot better. Probably just swinging for 2 here. Getting some damage in. They're not doing anything about it. Oh, what a misclick! Ah, God, that was supposed to be the swamp for the atrocity on turn 3. Okay, well, you got a free turn, my dude. But apparently it didn't matter anyway, so let's just go ahead and attack. Some more damage in. Now we play the swamp. Now we just curve out into our 4-drop. And these 2 combo together. If this attacks, it's going to get buffed until end of turn by Tori. And then because it's greater power than it started with, it's going to give us a little token. So, man, if that's all they've got, I think we're in good shape. Especially with a second repossess here. Okay. Combat. Swinging. Blockers. Blocking Tori, I assume. Fine, go to damage. They're down to 12. We're just going to go ahead and repossess Tori. Gain some life. Oh. And I keep forgetting sometimes that I'm playing limited and I don't just have access to all the black mana that I need. I was hoping we were going to play the atrocity here. So, looks like That is not what we will be doing. We're real close to Necromass, though. Gains haste sacrifice. I mean, so we play this and we swing for 2. And then it goes to the graveyard anyway, so that still helps the Necromass. It doesn't feel terrible, although we could Torii and then do this next turn. So I'm gonna just stick with that plan. Let's go Torii. Combat in the turn. Next turn we Atrocity, and then pull back the Recruiter, and then take advantage of Torii being on the board. They are thinking. How many lands do you have in hand that you want to get rid of? Wow, wow! Okay, got rid of the Frenzy and Destroy Evil and a Plains. Cavalier's good. And a 2/2 first strike into a land into nothing. Okay. Well, I feel pretty good about that. Yep, let's just go with the play. Play the Atrocity, kicked. Yeah, I guess I will hold up 1 swamp, because then we can just repossess something if we need to. Going to combat, swinging here, 2 3/3s. Both trample too, which is really nice. And I'm just getting all the damage in that we can before this dragon hits the battlefield. And having these 2 menace creatures is going to be really helpful. We're not helping ourselves by bringing things back as far as the Necromass is concerned, but they just go back to the graveyard with the Atrocity. It's really nice they don't get exiled. So we can always repossess them, we can always take advantage of the fact that they're in the graveyard for the Necromass. Cool, yep, it doesn't really matter. She dies, and then I'm gonna wait for this to trigger, so I'm actually probably just gonna repossess Torii here and gain 2 life. So that way we get the soldier. So by Bone Splinters, we wouldn't have got the soldier token. And now we can use the token to kill the dragon if we want to, just depending on what else they're going to play. Then we get to do it all over again. Ooh. Okay, well, let's see how they play this. Wow, they've got a lot of creatures, man. And the 3/1. They're holding up the 3/1. They have 1 red mana available. No blocks. We can kill the dragon with Bone Splinters. This is a Vigilance Trample. And then they have a 4/4, a 3/1. Oh, how do we play this? We've got a 2/2 in the graveyard that will not get the buff from Torii right now. So, what to do? If we swing with the 2/3, they have the 4/4 to block it with. So, definitely want to get rid of the flyer. I feel like I want some options here, and I don't think I'm going to cast Torii this turn, so we are going to Shadow Prophecy and take the Grotto and the Chick. We are going to play the Grotto to scry and just move the mountain to the bottom now that we have 6 lands. Go ahead and play the Bone Splinters, get rid of the dragon, sack the token. play the Herbalist. Yeah? And I can bring it back with the Atrocity. So, and the chick can't block. So play the Herbalist. No attacks in the turn. And then, if we need to, next turn the Atrocity can bring either the other Atrocity or the Herbalist back if we block with it. We might just have to play the Necromass, that way they quit attacking us so much. Block with the Herbalist here, block with the Atrocity here, just so we can trade some creatures. Very possible they have a combat trick. Oh, very possible that I'm not paying attention to the cards and didn't realize they could buff that thing. And then 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Alright, so land for turn. Atrocity can gain us a life, and Scry. Play the Necromass first. They have 5, 6, 7 attackers. We need to be able to block at least 2 of their things. So that means we can... Gosh. I mean, this is just looking pretty rough. Like, it'd be nice to play the chick. I don't know if that's going to do it. So we can play out the Atrocity here, I guess. It's not the one I wanted to use as a blocker, but... This way we have 2 blockers, and we take 5 from the tokens, and let's see if we survive. Okay, now it's just good game. So, well, that was a game well played. So basically, what we do is we block big, and then they've got 7 here now, and then another 3. So. Okay, well, going wide is certainly a thing. This card, pretty good night. It's interesting, life gain bonus, and then totally forgot you could buff that thing. Creating through. I've seen a lot of people playing this card. I wouldn't ever want to pay 4 mana for 3 creatures, but if that's your theme, if you've got a few more Keldon Strike teams, and they had this Warhost's Frenzy, creatures get +2/+0, and then if they kick it, they get to draw a card if something dies, so they were kind of in the aggro theme. Creatures get +1, like they were going for that. So, alright, good game. Good game. Well, we got 5 wins. That means we are up 650 gems. I think I bought in with coins here, so if we would have bought in with gems, we would have lost 100 playing the draft, and then we just would have had the experience of the draft. But now we get more gems, we get a booster pack, so almost up to 3,000 gems, really down on gold. Let's see what we get out of this pack. So we have a rare of some kind. We got Airtie's Scorn, Lagomos Hand of Hatred. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 trample and haste. Sack it at the beginning of the next instep. Wow, that's nice. And then tap, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Only if 5 or more creatures died this turn. Okay, well, so basically it's a 1/3, and then every turn you get a 2/1 trample haste. That's pretty sweet. Okay, what's our rare? Cruelty of Gix. Creature, Planeswalker, search your card. Search your library for a card, lose 3 life. Okay, so it's Tutor, the 3 mana black Tutor. Put target creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield. Interesting, okay. From a graveyard, alright. So they discard a creature, you search your library for something, and then hopefully the creature they discarded was good, and then you reanimate it. Very cool. Alright, well, that's it for the draft part 2. We went 5 and 3, right? Because we lost the last one. And we don't have any information here that they left us with. So thanks for tuning in. See you for the next one.